Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortentia Carty, and welcome to our Tuesday morning show. Choose to be your best self today as you go about your day in the world. We now begin this morning with local news. This from SKN Vibes. The Ministry of Agriculture in St. Kitts is working to build a robust and sustainable human resource base to grow agricultural production by creating more opportunities for women and youth to enter the field. The initiative is based on international best practice and is included in the St. Kitts and Nevis Agriculture Transformation and Growth Strategy for the period 2022 to 2031. Statistics have shown that many of the women in farming who are currently in contact with the Department of Agriculture have been doing so for years. It is a trend that Mr. Fleming, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, explained can be found in many countries. A new report by the Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO, considered the status of women in agri-food systems and indicates that women comprises 36% of the agri-food system workforce in Latin America and the Caribbean. The study added that closing the gender gap in farm productivity and the wage gap in farm productivity and the wage gap in agricultural employment would increase global gross domestic product by nearly 1 trillion and reduce the number of food insecure people by 45 million.
Oh, that's important.
Indeed.
In other news from Win Media SKN, the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College CFBC Jenkins Limited Leadership course will host a professional development workshop as part of activities to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the CFBC Jenkins Limited Leadership course. Mr. Peter Jenkins said, quote, "There are going to be 5 topics: finance and investment, which will be handled by Terence Crossman; leadership challenges by Benicio Walters from the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, a former chairperson; and physical health by Dr. Patrick Martin. There will be a section on mental health and on personal awareness and self-management by Alonzo Alexander. I am going to try to deal with management and leadership principles." End quote. The workshop is slated for Thursday, April 20th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine. The CFBC Jenkins Limited Leadership course started 10 years ago. It is designed for beginning and experienced professionals, managers, and people seeking leadership positions. The course comprises 3 modules covering topics such as Introduction to Leadership, Wealth Creation, Health, Public Speaking, and Business English. The teaching methods are unorthodox yet very effective, and the emphasis of the course is critical, innovative, strategic, and tactical thinking, as well as problem-solving and effective communication skills.
Our preceding story comes from Win Media SKN. The Inland Revenue Department, IRD, has announced that April 21st, 2023, has been prescribed as Discounted VAT Rate Day. This will allow all approved VAT-registered businesses to charge VAT at the rate of 5% on the sale of goods only. All tangible items subject to 17% VAT will qualify for the discount on Discounted VAT Rate Day. Items eligible must also be available for sale and immediate issuance or delivery to the customer on the Discounted VAT Rate Day. Orders for items not in stock do not qualify. Vehicles, guns, ammunition, cigarettes, and alcoholic beverages are not eligible. Alcoholic beverages not eligible include, but are not limited to, wine, brandy, vodka, whiskey, gin, rum, liqueurs, beers, Guinness, Royal Stout, Carib, and Smirnoff Ice. Businesses wishing to participate may access the application form via the Inland Revenue Department's website at www.sknird.com and the Inland Revenue's offices in Basseterre and Charlestown. This form must be returned on or before April 19, 2023 at 4 p.m. Taxpayers are asked to contact the Inland Revenue Department for any additional information.
Moving on to a check of our local weather. It's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 83 and a low of 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at your forecast as we head to a break. More GMSKN in a moment.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to GMSKN. Time now for regional news. This comes by way of an article via ESPN. The 2023 season of the CPL will be played across 5 countries in the Caribbean from August 17th to September 24th. The CPL will start with defending champions Jamaica Tallawahs taking on St. Lucia Kings in St. Lucia before the action moves to St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago before concluding in Guyana. All venues will host 6 games each. The venues in Trinidad and Tobago are yet to be named, and there will be no games in Jamaica this time. The Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia will kick off the first leg of matches from August 16th to 20th, with the home side playing 4 of the 6 games. Warner Park in St. Kitts and Nevis will be the next game venue from August 23rd to 27th, with 4 matches for the home team, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, there. Barbados Kensington Oval will host the next leg for the first time since 2019 from August 30th to September 3rd, with home side Barbados Royals playing 4 of the matches. The tournament will then move to Trinidad and Tobago for games from September 5th to 10th, again with 4 matches for the home team, Trinbago Knight Riders. Guyana will host the final leg from September 13th to 24th, including the playoffs and the final from September 19th to 24th.
As they enjoyed themselves in Ghana, they're heading back to Ghana for the finals once more. That's very good. We continue now on the international scene. This comes from CNN. SpaceX Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built, was left grounded on its launch pad in South Texas yesterday morning because of a technical issue, delaying the vehicle's historic first launch attempt. The massive Super Heavy rocket booster, which houses 33 engines, was expected to roar to life and vault the Starship spacecraft off its ground pad, which lies within SpaceX facilities on the coast of South Texas, sending the vehicle soaring out over the Gulf of Mexico. The launch was called off due to what the SpaceX broadcast said was a pressurization issue. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk tweeted, and quote, "A pressurant valve appeared to be frozen, so unless it starts operating soon, no launch today," end quote. SpaceX could attempt the mission again in 48 hours. And I guess it certainly will be attempted. There you have it for regional and international news. See you on the other side of this break.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. An article by Very Well Mind defines toxic positivity as the belief that people should maintain a positive mindset no matter how dire or difficult the situation is. So today we'll be discussing toxic positivity, and we begin with, of course, not only the definition, but some examples of what it means to be exhibiting signs of toxic positivity. So one example, again, in the article reads that after experiencing some type of loss, people might say that everything happens for a reason. So you're trying to be positive, you're trying to look at the proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. And so you just overlook the gloominess and rush into the end of the gloominess. Everything happens for a reason. Don't worry about it. All those sorts of things. It's like, yeah, you're gonna find the reason in your gloom.
These discussions make me realize that I'm probably one of those persons, because I like to, back in the day, I like to tell people everything happened for a reason. Oh, I was toxically positive.
The question is, what is that reason?
Oh my God.
Because if you say that, sometimes things just happen, realistically.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking maybe I wasn't as empathetic as I thought I was, because, ooh, wow. So as you say, some things happen for a reason, some things just don't. So we just shouldn't, to the person that's offering the empathy or the sympathies or whatever, we just shouldn't tell people that everything happened for a reason, because we ourselves do not know the reason. So why would we tell them everything happened for a reason?
You see, the danger is that you think that you're balancing the negativity with positivity. So you're trying to be helpful, but you're actually not really being helpful. It might actually be a case of insensitivity.
Exactly, wow. So upon expressing disappointment or sadness, someone may respond that happiness is a choice. This suggests that if someone is feeling negative emotions, it's their own fault for not choosing to be happy.
It does. Happiness is a choice. You choose to be happy, you choose to be happy, but something happens that is devastating. And how do you just turn off what you should be feeling in that moment because you should be happy? Now, let's be realistic. Wow. We talked about the definition. We talked about loss. If you're mourning someone and the very next minute, you know, it's like everything happens for a reason. You can be positive, you choose to be happy, you get smiles right away without going through that sense of grief.
Yeah.
We'll think, if we're observing, that it's disconnected. There's a mismatch of emotions somewhere.
Yeah, if they look at you and they don't smile, maybe. But my thing is, right, And as you rightfully say, we tell people everything happened for a reason, you know, just smile through it. And the next phrase we like to tell persons is, just think that somebody has it worse than you. I just think that's tough.
Yeah, I don't tell people that. I tell myself that. I do not tell people that because,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's, again, it breeds insensitivity.
Yeah, and trying to tell them, okay, don't express that emotion right now. Just smile, because you have it a little better than the opposite person.
But I do have to tell you, this is alarming in a sense, because I don't think that a lot of us actually believe that when we're being positive, we're being offensive.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I tell you, when I look at these things now, when I read through them and I get to understand, I'm like, so I thought I was being empathetic and positive at the same time, but I was being toxic, which is really not good. So for anyone who I may have said that to, I humbly apologize, because I really didn't know.
All right, so the delicate balance between toxic positivity and optimism. It is possible, according to the article, to be optimistic in the face of difficult experiences and challenges. That is definitely true. We know that.
Yeah.
But people going through trauma don't need to be told to stay positive or feel they're being judged for not maintaining a sunny outlook.
Exactly.
And that's really what this comes down to, because if you were telling people basically that they should be positive, in essence, you're saying, well, you've gone through that period enough. You've spent enough time there, as far as I can tell. So it's time to get out of that and just, you know, it's your standard, your imposition, your judgments that are being projected onto someone else.
Until the shoe is on the other foot, huh?
Wow, there you go.
The world is round, and then sometimes it comes right back around. So we really have to be careful what we say to folks, thinking that we're helping, and we really are not helping. We're just causing deeper scars, and for people to generally pull away from us and not want to engage with us anymore, because they're going to feel like, oh, they didn't empathize with me enough, or they just tell me I need to get over this. That's why I say it all the time. To somebody that's depressed, you can't tell them they'll get over it or get over it, because you do not know what it feels like to wallow and live in their despair. You do not know. So just be there for them, as I normally say, just be a listening ear. So why is toxic positivity harmful? It's shaming. So receiving toxic positivity can lead to feelings of shame. Wow. Wow. I also have something here from Petro 2021, which says, well-intentioned positivity becomes toxic when we gloss over anxiety, stress, or despair.
So the question is, what does it mean to gloss over those things? Is, again, anxiety, stress, despair. You're not going through those channels to get to positivity. You're effectively bypassing them, at least with our words we're telling other people, to bypass those things. But everything has a process. Everything takes time. Everything is important. And so if you allow people to follow that sequence the way that they need to, of course with caution, because depression is real and a lot of people suffer that. We think sometimes based on our own judgments that a lot of people might stay in a particular dark phase for longer than they ought to. And so in a way, I guess talking about this tends to highlight how important it is to balance our own feelings about what they should be doing while appreciating what they need to be doing for themselves. Exactly.
It's funny how, oh my gosh, how we think what is best, or how we assume to know what is best for each other when we really don't. So, so we just should point them to the person that they need to go to, the therapist, somebody, and not just say things or be mindful. Like one time I had a friend, her dad passed on, and I asked her, how is she doing? And she said, you cannot ask me that. And I was like, oh, but I'm just asking you how your dad is doing. But when I sit and I process it, I'd be like, yeah, I cannot ask her that, because that's something she don't know how to answer at this moment. She's going through her grief. So I just left her. And then eventually she came back and she said, Carty, I was sorry if I sounded harsh or whatever. But I said, I get you, hon. I understand. I maybe should not have asked you how you were feeling, because you yourself don't understand. You're still trying to process that your dad passed. You just lost your brother, and it's just back to back. So I really can't ask you how you feel. So after that, Jamie, I do not ask anyone how they feel. I probably might just give them a hug and be quiet. Yeah, because I learned my lesson from that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You know, your presence might mean more than your words in certain circumstances. Be present. Why else is toxic positivity harmful, you may ask? Well, it causes guilt, again, according to the article. Being toxically positive can also cause feelings of guilt. It sends a message that you are doing something wrong if you aren't finding a way to feel positive, even in the face of tragedy. And it really does. It's like, you know, you feel it. So how do I get to the place where you think I should be? And then it's not just you, but it's you and you and you. And well-wishers, but realistically, there's a lot of pressure without understanding, again, the emotions that need to be felt.
At the moment.
Exactly.
And as you said, processed and understood by the individual that is going through them. Because there's always, I don't even know if I should say there's a silver lining behind every cloud, but if that's me being positive again, so just allow them. Eventually they'll find their silver lining.
Everything happens for a reason. Is that akin to that?
Jesus.
Just asking a question.
Ooh.
It's okay.
Ooh, no. Guys, we really have to be careful with our words. So toxic positivity is harmful because it avoids authentic human emotion. So toxic positivity functions as an avoidance mechanism, as I would have said with the definition from Prothero. When people engage in this type of behavior, it allows them to sidestep emotional situations that make them feel uncomfortable. So if they don't deal with those emotions, then that's all problems. Yep.
You're positive to avoid going through the negative. It's always better when you go through. Experience teaches you. And again, you can rely on what you've learned to strengthen what you do going forward.
Yeah.
So it's not always positive. Better. Life is not a bed of roses, and
no,
it's okay
it
not
isn't.
to be okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, why else is toxic positivity harmful? I feel like I'm preaching to somebody and I don't know who it is. And no, I'm not on my soapbox. Really, I'm not. All right. So why else is it harmful? It prevents growth. Toxic positivity allows us to avoid feelings that might be painful. But this denies us the ability to face challenging feelings, and that's you have to face them. Yeah. That can ultimately lead to growth and deeper insight. Indeed. So that's another way of saying exactly what I just said.
And from betterup.com, toxic positivity is a form of gaslighting, causing one to question their own reality. It can cause people to disassociate themselves from their negative feelings, rationalize unacceptable experiences, and even gaslight others in turn. So we don't want to train people to do those things at all. Wow.
All right, so now to what I consider to be the most important part of this, which is how does one avoid toxic positivity? Well, the first way is to develop an attitude, and I said it before, so if you were listening, you heard me say it, an attitude that really reflects that it's okay not to be okay. Okay, there are times when it's okay not to be okay, and that's okay too.
And we gave them some tips as we went along even before this. Manage your negative emotions, but don't deny them. Go through the phases. They may help. Maybe you need to be sad at this point to get to happiness eventually. So just do what you need to do. It's all on you. No one should decide. But do you see how we are a judgmental race though? Where we are telling people, oh, be this, do that. This should work. Wow. Humans, we're harsh.
That's why I don't do that. I don't seek to give anybody advice that they themselves might not be willing to take. I really don't like to advise people. I'm telling you that right now. Everyone's experiences are different.
Wow, indeed.
So we've got other additional, other tips rather. These coming from www.bfi.co.id. It's a blog. It's how to avoid toxic positivity, and I'll just run through those that stand out. Avoid comparing yourself with others. Avoid comparing yourself with others. Don't think, okay, they're positive and they went through whatever they went through and they got over it, and this time maybe I can do the same. Avoid it.
Yeah, indeed. Reduce social media consumption. Because we know most people use filters. Most people aren't even there. We saw influencers show you they put a bleach bottle, a book that looks like the ocean, and it looks like they're flying somewhere. And then when you see the bigger picture, they're not going anywhere. And you want to do what you see the Joneses are doing, and then you end up in, as we would say in Guyana, purgatory. So you end up in a hot mess. Yes, a hot mess. Don't No, social media,
Right, and
use.
it ties in with
Yeah.
the comparison, or what you should avoid, the avoidance of comparison, because really, social media, it's easy to see what they're doing, you want to be like them, whatever. Here's the one that I like a lot. Be honest about your own feelings. And what does that mean? It means feeling everything that's going on, right? With all of your heart, with all of your emotion, just feel it. Don't deny it, go through it. Hey,
Exactly. And make peace with yourself. This is about you. This is about nobody else. Don't care about the judgments. Don't care about the naysayers. As I said, dirty water don't stop plants from growing. So don't let anybody stop you from going through what you need to go through and growing. So with that said, see you on the other side of this break.
Good morning, SKN. This is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life every living day. A happy place in the life every living day. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Welcome back, and for those of you who are just joining us, thank you for joining us here on Good Morning SKN this morning. To add some humor to our Tuesday morning, Jamie and I will be reading some tweets that hit home for everyone who grew up in a Caribbean household. So leave us a comment and let us know if you found any of these tweets funny. So Caribbean people always using landmarks when giving directions. Caribbean person, you're going to see to the end of this road on what? You're going to the end of this road until you see a pink house. When you reach, make a left, then make a right by the big mango tree. Just keep driving straight. You go know when you reach.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's why I've been lost many times, but that's accurate.
I had a comedian one time, I think it was Paulkin Douglas, and he was giving jokes on how Bajans give directions. And that was the funniest thing because he did it in the accent too, so that was funny as ever.
Yeah, not the accent, Paulkin. Just for clarity.
Yeah. But the way he was saying it, it was funny. I enjoyed it. But yeah, we like to use marks.
It's easier because we don't use distances. That's the thing. We don't use road names. A lot of our roads are not marked either.
Yeah.
So we just go with that.
Yeah.
All right. So again, wow. Well, this guy seems to have posted a lot. He has a lot of things to say about Caribbean people. 3 things Caribbean people hate to do: wash dishes, fill back the ice tray, and bring back your food bowl.
I'm guilty of number 2. I do not know what about it. I always have to leave just 4 ice in the tray and just put it back. And I'm always being called out for it. And I just can't stop. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you've got refrigerators that actually make ice for you. That's not so much a problem.
Oh, thank God for those.
Works.
Yep.
You've got dishwashers too. So that, again, is not really your problem. It's when you don't have those things.
Sometimes I don't like. But the food bowl, yeah, man. This is why I had to try not to give up my food bowls, because I don't get back my food bowl. Yeah. Even I go over by my family and make noise with my sister. You ain't getting no more food because you're always holding my bowls in them.
Case of the missing food bowl. Last seen 11 years ago in the vicinity of the pink house.
On the end of the road.
By the mango tree. That.
Oh my gosh. Indeed. Oh my gosh. Jim, I think that one is yours.
You think this one is mine? This is the last one. I think someone's guilty of something.
Why do we be like, over there? That one there.
I think that happens where it's like a secret conversation. There's something going on.
Oh my gosh.
And you don't want to say it out loud, so you say it with your mouth.
Over there.
Yeah. Probably is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's it. Why do we have to be picking on Haitians here for a second? Haitians who blog? Seriously? All right.
Oh my
Haitians
gosh.
who blog. You're saying it. Caption this. Oh, well. That was a caption. How Caribbean people point at someone.
That was funny.
Wow.
But that's true.
I would have just said this is pucker up, but hey, that's what I know, right?
Pucker up and point. Yeah, over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, don't say anything. Just, I'm talking to you about that. No.
But do you see Santa looking for a wife is the name of the person that put it up? So how Santa know how we the point?
Oh, Santa sees all and knows all.
He sure does. Wow, that's funny. That one got me. So Caribbean people will be 4 hours early for a flight and 4 hours late for a boat. 4 hours early for a flight and 4 hours late for a boat ride? Says Michael Saunders. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. Because I know for here, a lot of the locals would check in and then go to grab their bread and whatever. And sometimes they think, oh, it's going to be late. And when they think it's going to be late, it's early.
Yeah, but you can't blame the reputation that developed over however many years, because that happened to me.
See?
So, flight came 15 minutes early.
And you weren't there.
Well, I had already checked in and I disappeared and I went back on time to get through the thing, so I'm not sure I agree with the 4 hours. But
Okay.
yeah, a girl had an attitude and I was like, I'm gonna give you back, but I would, but you know, because it's like they're waiting for you to finish. I'm like, you're early, you're not on time. It's not my fault that you're early.
Well, we're trying to be on time by being early.
That's fine, but I'm not late.
Okay, fair enough. But I don't know about the boat ride, so I really can't say.
All right, Caribbean people, here's what they say. Want to know if it's really food burning that you smell? Mute the TV.
Yeah, why do we do that?
Because we think that we need to have all of our senses tuned in.
Maybe we can
for smell.
Okay,
so don't get distracted by what you hear. It's gonna heighten your sense of smell if you have silence around you.
I had this problem when we were wearing masks, where I had to take my mask off my face to see properly. I didn't understand the logic. If I have my mask on, I cannot see. I was like, what's going on with me? I have to take the mask off and then I'll see properly. I don't know what mental thing that was, but even now, if I do wear masks on days, I literally have to take it off to see. I'm sure if you went through that, let us know in the comments, because I'm sure I'm not the only person who had to take off their mask to see.
Well, I know I'm not one of those people, but hey.
But I know somebody else went through that.
Neither
That was funny though.
Neither am I one of the people who would mute the TV.
Just to make sure you.
You know what I think it is? You want to know not if your food is burning, but if you can hear the snap, crackle, pop sound effect based on what might be going on with the pot. So I think that's probably what this is.
Yeah. So as you said, to heighten your six. So once it's heightened, you can tell.
Or the snap, crackle, and pop effect. I think that one is a little more rational.
Ooh. So, Mama Tika, Caribbean people, when they hear you coming back from the States and have space in your suitcase. Is that a little laugh?
Is that funny? Because that's true.
Yeah, boy. They say, oh, I have one thing for you to carry. Or one thing for you to pick up.
Is that funny? No.
I swear Caribbean people can't count at that moment when they say they have one thing. Because there's even a comedy skit on it with a Jamaican lady going back, and the lady said she had one letter. Jamie, she brought in a whole mailbag of letters.
Good for you. I have no space. I'm good like that.
I'm traveling with a backpack.
Yeah, all of that. Seriously. Nah, but definitely, they're really happy. Fill you up, save a buck, make you their career.
Yep. Is the laugh for me?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Michael again. Caribbean people will call your house phone to ask you where you are.
Yeah.
I don't think this is limited to Caribbean people. I think this might be an idiot. Let's cast the net wider, shall we? What on earth? You're calling? I would say that you forgot which number you dialed and you probably thought it was a mobile phone. That's what I would say. Otherwise, if you are calling someone's house to ask them where they are after they've answered, is the conversation going to be like this? Well, I was calling to find out where you are, without saying, now I know where you are, you're at home. Okay. Versus I was checking to see if you were at home. Which is really what we mean, but not what we say.
Yeah, not what we say, yeah, because as you rightfully say, you're calling my house. Maybe you are checking because you're not sure if I'm home. But yeah, it's probably how we say things at times.
But if you actually ask where that person is at that moment,
it's them on the line, you're a sad case.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, with the cell phone, you can ask that because you don't know their location.
Well, call forwarding is the thing. Hey, you know what? I take it back. There is such a thing as call forwarding. I take it back.
But the mere fact that you dial my house phone and I answer and you know my voice, you shouldn't ask me if I'm home.
Call forwarding. I take it back. There is such a thing.
No, there is such a thing, but then people still do that. So yeah. What? So this is the exact pose West Indian parents do when they come home. The dishes in the sink.
This is actually not reflective because there should be a woman there, not a man. But anyway.
But it's the pose. It's the pose that matters, Jamie. It's the pose.
I get you.
We're talking about the pose.
Yeah, but it needs to be more real to me. Because this is like the female character in Tom and Jerry. Calling Tom. And all you can see is her feet.
Her feet,
and you figure out what her stance was based on that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not doing such a good job, but I get you.
But he has his hand on his, like, is what going on here? Why so many dishes in this sink?
He's bringing the attitude.
And the look. Because all you've seen is the back of the head, right? All you've seen is the back of the head. Lord, our poor parents. When they stand, once you see a parent stand like that, just know you're in some kind of problem. Once they stand like that.
Wonder what follows it. Scream, maybe. All right. Oh, why did we have to bring Samuel L. Jackson up here? Okay. So I'm just going to stare at my kids using my Caribbean parent eyes to tell them what I mean and not have to say a word. Yeah, a lot of that happens. Silent communication, we call it.
Got a lot of that in church. We got a lot of that where we went out and we were out of hand from across the room. Yeah, we got a lot of that.
That's called the death stare, the eyes of wrath.
You know you're in trouble when you get that stare.
Oh yeah, you're going to pay for this later.
Yep.
Look.
How later? As soon as you get out the door, whap.
You're probably not going to be able to sit for a while. That's that look.
On cue. Yep. Me has been planning a trip for weeks. Mom calls the day before I'm supposed to travel. Mom, I had a dream. Me. So what is a dream? To say you shouldn't travel?
More than likely.
Wow.
Because we know how those parents can be sometimes, especially the older ones.
Why?
Premonition, superstition,
Don't go on your trip
visions,
again.
call it that.
Why?
And there's no way you're leaving that house if your parents had a dream.
Yeah, especially if it involves your life being terminated. Wow.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. That's the nicest way I can say it.
It's like, no.
Yeah, don't go. And moms are almost always right, y'all. Almost always right. They are. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, here we go. What is it with West Indian parents and overreactions to everything that you do? You'll drop the TV control on the floor and it's, yes, mash up everything. Yep, that is an overreaction, but it's true. You go.
Because if you drop it, it will mash up. I saw one where it was a funny one where parents were making noise about covering the pot. I'm surprised it didn't make it there. With the caption, because you left the pot open. Why you ain't cover back the pot? Other people have to eat, You stupid. Like, to cover back the pot? Really? Listen, I heard a lot of that growing up. My neighbor children always getting cussed out for not covering back the pot. Not me. I know my mom don't pay, so my pot was always covered back. And plus, we weren't allowed to go to the pot. She took out her food. She set back her food nice in her pot. Yeah. So we didn't have a problem with covering back no pot. No. Wow.
All right, so those are the tweets that we reviewed. I'm certain some of you had others that you were hoping to make that list. In any event, maybe you can share them with us. Maybe not. We'll see. Thanks for watching that segment. We'll be back with more GMSKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
Good morning, SKN and Studio 327. This is Tao Batiste, one of your biggest fans. Just you're doing a lot of things well. Keep on that trajectory. Greatness, greatness, greatness.
Yes.
An exotic experience.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Joining us are Shaira Flanders and Ian Chapman as we discuss one of the most popular annual events hosted by the Department of Agriculture, the Agriculture Open Day.
Oh.
So welcome back to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
I feel like every time I see you, I know that there's something going on. There's something agriculture that we're going to talk about.
Something exciting too.
Something exciting too. Well, that's why you're wearing red, isn't it? All right. All right. So before we get into the event this year, let's go back in history a little bit. And why don't you tell us when and why the first Agriculture Open Day is held?
Well, you really gone back into history. That is almost like the first agricultural open day, if memory serves me correct, that was like 1995.
Oh, wow.
Under our pioneer, former director, Dr. Jerome Thomas and his team. And then, of course, we'd have been built in over the years. We were started at our home at the Department of Agriculture. And then, of course, in 2005, we'd have hosted the Caribbean Week of Agriculture as part of our agricultural open day, and where we hosted the whole region of, displaying the various aspects of agriculture throughout the region and what is going on in 2005. Then, of course, in 2008, we'd have had the annual agricultural exhibition, which would have been a part of the 25th anniversary celebrations of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, and then, of course, of our federation's independence. And then, of course, last year we were at the Newtown Playfield. And now this year we are at the new site, right next to Good Morning SKN. So, of course, right on the bypass, right next to the Heroes Park. So
That's a brief history of the whole developments of where the agricultural open day has progressed. Of course, it has been transforming the agricultural sector and showcasing all of the various aspects in agriculture over the years and what various new technologies and things that is being currently developed and showcased by our stakeholders and the department on a whole. So over the years, we have really been transforming and showcasing what activities that we are ongoing and taking place in various projects with our allied institutions and various entities that are aligned with agriculture. So of course, so that has been a little synopsis of what Agriculture Open Day over the years has been like.
A lot of information.
I like that, yeah.
Yes, but the area though, the location, that designated location is formally known as the Royal Bastia, the Royal Bastia Valley National Park. So for those persons who are not familiar with the area, the Royal Bastia Valley National Park, it's just adjacent to the Needs Must Farm, which is also owned and operated by
the Department of Agriculture and the Ministry of Agriculture.
That is correct. Yes, but also just to add to what Ian was saying, we're not just having the Department of Agriculture host the Agriculture Open Day. We are the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and Cooperatives. And so all of the various departments are coming together to ensure that we have a spectacular staging of this event. Yes, so that's Department of Marine Resources as well as the Department of Cooperatives as well. Yes.
So any new additions since the 1995 launch of the Agriculture Open Day?
Of course, we always have new additions, interventions. Of course, you're trying to peek into my head to find out what will be on display at Open Day next week. But of course, I reserve, as my colleague would say now, Ian, hold it back, don't give them the secret. Don't give away too many secrets. But of course, I can promise you it will be an exciting 2 days.
Okay.
Of showcasing various aspects of technology and innovations in agriculture. Just a brief synopsis, you'll see hydroponics in various different forms. You'll see the various different types of hydroponic systems on the display, some greenhouse technology, and of course, climate smart agriculture is the way forward, because we have seen the potential for yield inputs. Our production inputs are greater with using these technologies opposed to using the open field, where you are more susceptible to the climate environment. And of course, we all know what are currently happening with climate change and everything. So we are really showcasing the new advancement in agriculture in these areas. Just to give a little preview of what will be on display at Agriculture Open Day.
Of course. And another thing too is, because this year our theme is achieving food security through sustainable development and innovation. Yes, we want to make sure that we stick to that theme. And so the various booths and all of the different technologies that will be on display are in keeping with that theme. Yes, so you could tell based on that theme the types of showcasing that's going to be happening at the Agriculture Open Day this year.
Okay, I'm curious to know, because when you were asked the question concerning new additions, you did touch on the ministry by and large. I know we were focusing on agriculture a little bit in our answer, but what can you tell us by way of incorporating the other ministries of that?
Yes, okay. So what I can do, I mean,
go ahead.
You could go in.
Okay.
Oh, you're so polite.
Ian is our agricultural officer, so I'm going to let him. Go ahead.
Okay, well, of course, the Department of Marine Resources and by extension the Department of Fisheries, or the Fisheries Complex Division of the Department of Marine Resources, of course, as relates to technology and different approaches, they will be having showcasing some aquaculture and aquaponics. So it will also be on display to not just specifically speaking about what will be on display from the Department of Agriculture. And from the Department of Cooperatives, they'll be working along with our various cooperative societies like the Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative Society, the Liamega Agricultural Cooperative, Gideon Force, St. Kitts Farmers, the Agro Processors Cooperative. So they'll be working along with the various cooperatives to have them out there on display and showcasing what our farmers and our cooperatives are doing in order to assist with the sustainable development of food production in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Nice.
You know, Ian always has a mouthful.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say.
And of course, I think that is why, of course, the government pays me, because to make sure that I give and have the perfect knowledge that for whatever we are doing and think, if I'm an agricultural officer and I can't tell you what is going on among my whole ministry, then I don't see the sense that I'm here today.
I can't with him, you know. I can't with him. But you see
why
I bring him.
But you're right, absolutely right.
Yes.
So he's worth his pay.
Yes. Another thing too, also, in addition to what he would have already stated, one of the things I think, one of the best, the most beneficial decisions that could have been made was to actually have the collaboration between the various departments, because for years, even before I started working with the Ministry of Agriculture, I've known the Agriculture Open Day to be organized by the Department of Agriculture. And so if we want to enhance it, we want to make it bigger and better, this is one of the ways that we can actually do that, and not just sticking to our departments that are in-house, but also collaborating with other ministries and other agriculture stakeholders on the outside, like small businesses. We want to try to see how much we can, mix and mesh, come up with more ideas, and see how best we can improve not only the sector, but also the production.
Of course, and as Ms. Flanders would have rightfully touched on the small business development areas, of course, that is our sister ministry to our ministry of our minister, the Honorable Samuel Duggins. So you will see now, of course, there are some small business entrepreneurs that will be showcasing themselves at the Agricultural Open Day, doing their own creative ways of how they would have incorporated products from agriculture into various other products. Because, I always go back to agriculture is the backbone of every single entity that is around. So you see that on display throughout our Agricultural Open Day.
Let's get to the fun part.
Oh, yes.
Last year we had a cackle, according to the person that said that. Now I see we have added so many more things. So can we speak a bit on that?
Yes, we have the livestock raffle this year that, oh my goodness, it has increased, I think, by at least 2 or 3 animals. So we're raffling.
I think 2. Last year we have had 3.
Yes, we had 3. So we have an addition of 2 animals. So we have the cattle, of course, everybody's favorite, the cattle. We have rabbits and
sheep, goat, and a pig.
And we also have a pig.
Oh, so this little piggy really going back home with somebody? I hope you don't
This little piggy went to market.
Yes.
And this piggy stayed at home.
So you have the opportunity to participate. You can purchase your raffle tickets to participate in the livestock raffle at the Department of Agriculture, also at the Bastia Public Market. Yes, we also have at the Department of Marine Resources.
And even that from various officers at each of the things, because I personally have some, if you are interested.
Yes, so it's only $5.
Only $5.
Only $5, and you get the opportunity to win any of the animals that we just mentioned. So that's the cattle, we have pig, goat, sheep, and rabbit,
yeah.
I feel like we're missing one,
No, that's it.
You sure?
Sheep,
I want to make sure we give all the animals equal shine.
Cattle.
Saying the English way.
And the rabbit.
Yes.
Okay,
you got it.
I feel like I'm in a kid's book. The way that we're talking about these things.
Oh, McDonald.
All right, so obviously we're going to have items on sale as well. So you talked about the agro-processed foods, etc. What else would you expect people to come to see and do? Why should people come out other than these things? Watermelon eating contest, for instance?
Yeah.
I really wanted to touch on that because I have been asking for a watermelon eating contest, I think maybe 3 or 2 night markets ago. And At the time, you know, I was thinking maybe the public market might be too small for a competition like that. But I was begging the persons who are responsible for the entertainment planning would be Miss Ashadi Duncan and also Miss Kizzy Ann Warner. Yes, so I spoke to both of them. We had our meetings, and the watermelon contest was added to the lineup of games and activities. Big win. Big win. Because I've been wanting this watermelon eating contest for quite some time, and I know that this is going to be quite an exciting thing to see. I don't know, there is something extra special about watching people compete to eat. I don't know what's wrong.
Are you going to be part of that?
People. I'm not going to be participating in it because more than likely I know I'm going to be extremely busy on the day of, but if I could compete in it more than I probably would. It's fruits. I mean,
and healthy fruits.
Ian, you have something to say, Ian? Now is the time to...
No. At least you'll be missing on your vitamins and the various minerals and so the watermelon can provide to your body.
We'll go with that. But yes, the watermelon eating contest is one of our highlights. We also have quite a number of entertainers who will be present to perform on the Thursday as well as the Friday. Yes, so we have performances by Akai. We also have Hellfire Sound. We also have EK from EK The Real Right. Yes, and then we just had recently added Upset Squad to the lineup.
And not forgetting New Vibes, the Sugar Band International, to bring down the event.
To shut it down, not bring it down. To shut
Let me choose my words correctly, please.
The New Vibes Band International will be shutting it down. They're going to do their thing as usual. You know, New Vibes always brings a big crowd, so we're anticipating. Yes, quite a crowd of not just young persons, but also, you know, just everybody all ages, the students, the peers, friends, family, loved ones. I know that they're going to be present, but we want to ensure that no one misses the roll call for all those persons who need to be at the Agriculture Open Day. The time really flew by, honestly, because I feel like just 2 months ago, we were talking about the preparations, and we have preparations on the way right now, right next to you over there on the field. But I mean, when I said the time really flew by, the Agriculture Open Day is next week. Next week, Thursday and Friday. That's April 27th and April 28th. You cannot afford to miss this. The bigger location means bigger and better. Trust and believe me. Wow. And if you feel like there are things that you have been hearing about and you're not certain if those things are really happening at the Agriculture Open Day, there is only one way to find out, and that is to actually attend the event. Okay?
Ooh, you just got told you better attend that event.
Well, of course, if permit me, Miss Flanders, of course, to shout out to some of our sponsors who have committed to this event to date, such as National Bank, Digicel, iFirst, local
SL
Hospitals, and we have our regional partners that we collaborate with, Caribbean Chemicals from Mr. Kennedy Paul. I think we did as showed they have committed to sponsoring our open day. We have ECGC
as well,
feed company out of St. Vincent that we supplies most of our feed to our local farmers here, and they both will be on the ground, showing their various innovations and technologies as they try to advance the agricultural sector, and not just ECGC will not just be focusing on the agricultural sector. Of course, they have other brands of flowers and different products, so they too will be showcasing those other products and things, and seeing how that they also incorporate them in the country. Also, other sponsors, GDM Lindex. So I would like to at least acknowledge those who have contributed to date to our agriculture, to make our agricultural open day a success. And of course, I can't forget, of course, our major sponsor, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, yes. You better mention that for real, Ian. Of course, because without the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, we wouldn't be here.
Okay.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So let's discuss the admission fee. It's actually not that expensive, right?
Yeah, no, really, it's a steal of a deal. Uniform, the children get in free.
Okay.
They don't have to pay a dime to enter the Agriculture Open Day. The adult fee is only $5. Just $5. It really is just a tiny little fee of $5. And then if you are a child and you go home and you come back and you're in your own clothes, it's only $3. Yes, because more than likely school is going to be closed by 4 o'clock. And most of the children who want to go home and get dressed and comfortable, they come back in their, their sneakers and their jeans. And yeah, so if they come back in their own clothes, it's only $3. So that's uniformed children free. Children who enter in their own clothes, $3, and the adults, $5. Yeah, so it's a steal of a deal.
And some of those children might be taking part in the horseback riding that you are offering, which we did not talk about.
Yes, and I figured when we spoke about how can we miss that? How can we miss the most exciting, what you say, look after event or one activities that
the most sought after, I would say, by the children. That and
not
the
only
mechanical bull.
Not only the children.
It's true.
Jesus.
They love the mechanical bull. The bull riding is a hit every single time. Yes, I will admit, I went on the mechanical bull last year. I don't know what I was thinking. I did. I did. I had an amazing time, and I've been working really hard for the last year to ensure that that video stays exactly where it is.
Is that some sort of record?
Non-record.
Not exactly.
Mr. Chapman sound like he was the operator, you know.
I mean, I feel like he had something to do with my experience because somehow it felt like it was a setup. I don't know. There is something to be explained there, but I'm still investigating.
Were you wearing red by chance?
I wasn't even wearing red, but the mechanical bull went wild.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
That's what happened when we put pepper in bull food.
I think so. You are new white bull choya?
So we're not going to see a repeat of that this year.
No. You know what, Ian? I'm just going to leave it where it is. But
yes, please.
The mechanical bull is definitely one of the most sought after activities, as well as the horseback riding. The children absolutely love it. And one of the things that I really love to watch is seeing parents bonding with their children during the Agriculture Open Day. It gives you the opportunity, maybe, you had a really busy week and the guilt of not being able to bond with the children as much as you really wanted to. You get to do that at the Agriculture Open Day. Just sit down and watch them have fun, or take them over to the livestock, exactly, the petting zoo.
The petting zoo.
Yes.
I know, and you're watching the kids, them just, mommy, I want a rabbit, daddy.
Yes. And aside from it just being something that is extremely cute, as much as, the cuteness is something that overshadows everything else, one of the takeaways actually from the petting zoo is allowing the children to learn about animals at a very early stage in their lives, because the Agriculture Open Day allows for them to learn more about the career opportunities in the agricultural sector. So they get to learn about veterinary sciences, they get to learn about the livestock, all of the animals, the poultry.
Various avenues in crops, and crop agronomy.
The whole works. Yes, so it gives them the opportunity to learn as much as they can about the animals, how they should be treated. So they have little lessons in between the meet and greet between the animals, and they get the opportunity to take cute pictures with the animals as well.
Well, while you're touching on that, of course, they would also have, those fun kids zones also that will be there, painting, so that you could even get the bunny or the cattle or the sheep or the goat painted on your face.
I think you're creative, I can sense it's coming out.
Well, of course, these are all things that we try to strive for, to make sure that we have a good time for patrons when they visit our show, and make sure that we put out a good show. It is one of the, I may be in a little bias here right now, it is maybe the most sought over event in St. Kitts.
Oh, nice.
I won't complain.
You're convincing me. I'm convinced.
No disrespect to Carnival and Music Festival, but I think we are right up there.
Okay.
Where our agriculture up there. Open Day is right up there with those two events as a national event.
Okay.
So it is one of the most prestige events that persons look forward to every year from the Department and Ministry of Agriculture.
Good stuff. Nice
See,
to
he's
hear.
making your job easier. Yeah, I love how you're saying that. All right, well, we want to give you one final chance to invite everybody to the Agricultural Open Day.
Yes, and to especially remind the public that registration is still open.
Yes.
And the deadline is this Friday. Yes, so this is the final opportunity for those persons who are not yet registered. This is your last chance to register and secure your spot early for a space at the Agriculture Open Day. We have tent space and we also have open space. So if you need to, you can contact the Ministry of Agriculture, and that is at 467-1016 or 467-1016, or you can also send an email at moa@gov.kn.
Well, if of course, I think Ms. Flanders would have really touched on everything as to why and where the boat touch and why everyone should visit the Agricultural Open Day next week, Thursday and Friday. We promise it will be a great show. The country will see what agriculture is really up for and where we're headed over the next few years.
I love the sound of that. I love the transparent aspect of it. Everybody gets to know, and that's important. So thank you for sharing that, highlighting those points, and of course, dibs on the mechanical bull watching you go to 11 seconds, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Never know.
Or 12.
Up to 12 this year.
12. You can do this. Okay, you got it. Ian Chapman, Shira Flanders, thank you.
It's our pleasure to be here.
It's always
Thank
a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
You're
very
welcome.
More Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris, Vermont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Health is wealth. This popular catchphrase is used to encourage persons to recognize the fact that our health is our most invaluable treasure. When you hear health is wealth, what do you think, Jimmy?
I think of the sign in the gym. That's what I think about, because that's exactly where I went with it. Those of you who go to that gym, which shall remain nameless, know exactly which gym I'm talking about, because you can't miss it, right?
Yeah, boy.
Of course, there's also the other thing that's on the wall right next to it, which I won't mention. But anyway, yeah, that's what I think about, exercise.
Health is wealth. And it's true, because we can be wealthy and not healthy, so we cannot enjoy our wealth. So health definitely is wealth. So the importance of prioritizing our health. How important is it? Do we do our checkups? Do we exercise? Do we eat right? Do we sleep right?
And why should we do these things? That's the thing. We're talking about importance. Why should we do these things? It's because effectively your health is the seed, and the productive life that you get after you plant that seed, after you nurture that, is going to be exactly that, the best product possible from taking care of your own health and prioritizing it.
And it ensures a bit of longevity. We're not here forever, but at least we could prolong it.
Wait, we're not? What are you talking? I'm scarred now.
We're not here on this earth forever. I know Jamie's joking, but we can, as I said, add some longevity to the years we may have on earth. And we don't take our health serious in our teenage years. Because you think, oh, I'm skinny, I can eat this, I can do that, I can do this. And we eat all kinds of things like guys. I used to eat cookies and ice cream for breakfast when I was younger. And it was not until I was around, I think it's either 32 or 35. I think it was more 35. I started packing on pounds, and I never understood why.
Ice cream for breakfast. Oh, okay.
Ice cream and cookies. Me and my sister had a shelf in our pantry. It was totally snacks, and the snacks were high, like touching the other shelf. That's how serious we were back then.
All right, so you were part of the corn curl generation. A colleague of mine used to refer to you guys as, I mean,
corn curls.
You know, you see them, children going to the tray in the morning, not having time to eat a good breakfast, perhaps because their parents are not home, and then all of a sudden you realize, okay, it's corn curls for breakfast, it's whatever is available at the tray, which is why when we were talking to some of our guests, we realized what they're trying to do in terms of promoting a good health practices.
Exactly.
Even incorporating the vendors into discussions, trying to get them to offer healthy food choices, because again, these things, good or bad, affect our health anyway, so they're important. So was the value of health taught to me in my youth? Of course it was, through health and family life. We talked about all aspects of health. Of course, that was a session that was about 30 minutes in an entire week.
School,
so really wasn't given that much priority. But we did have phys ed. We did have PE, which I enjoyed. I just couldn't figure out why I would have PE at 10:30 in the morning and be sweaty by 11:50, and then have to run home, take a shower, so I'll be fresh in the afternoon. I never understood that, but hey, I guess
that's why eventually you didn't realize PE class moved to the last period.
For some, it couldn't. If you had, you know, one or two PE tutors, then obviously you can't put all of their classes at that time of day. So that's what happened to us. And so, I was sweaty all through fourth form. On a Wednesday, I think it was. But it was fun. And that's the thing. I think when you're talking about health, we think that it's something that has to be laborious. We're taking care of ourselves. So, it's work. It's going to be arduous, or it's not really that nice. But really, it could be fun depending on the activity.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. And as you rightfully said, I enjoyed PE, man. I enjoyed wearing something other than my skirt. Although we didn't have, I don't think we had the full PE dress in high school. You either lost your skirt, you wore your tights and you did your PE, or you bought the extra pants to put over your tights to do your PE.
Yeah, you girls had it rough. I just changed my, yeah, you know, it was a thing with you guys. It's like, yeah, that was the one time of day that we got to see you in your tights. It's like, okay, well, here it is. I'm on Wednesday.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, it's the truth. Because this was the one time a day the boys were excited to go outside and do PE, right?
You see what I'm saying? All right. So we tend to take our health for granted. That's the thing. But as I said, it depends on, you know, your perspective. Don't make it something that seems like a chore to do.
Yeah.
For instance, we're talking about diet. We're talking about exercise and all these things. There are a lot of people who've changed the way that they eat, and they've found other ways to incorporate all sorts of things that are healthier options that they make a fun activity out of learning how to do these things. So it's possible.
Sometimes we know we don't want to do it because we figure we're skinny, so we're healthy. But are we really healthy?
You know, I had a guy say to me once, and I never even thought of it this way, back when I was living overseas somewhat, I used to jog. I took that habit from there, and it was the one recreational activity that I really enjoyed doing. And I went out, and one of my neighbors was like, really used to see him, one of my neighbors was like, oh, you're healthy, you're doing that. I never thought of it that way. I just thought I'm doing what I like to do.
Yeah.
I know when I do it for a long period, things happen to my body, which I like to see. And so it's great. Get me in that mental health headspace as well that I need to be in. Never thought it had anything to do with health because I was just enjoying the activity, and perhaps that's what's going on with some of you guys. You doing things that you never think relates to health, and then as Cortensi says, you're packing on pounds and or you're losing. So for better or worse, everything affects everything else.
It sure does. And sometimes it's heart-wrenching because imagine, Jim, you exercise, you take care of yourself, you're the slimmest person, and you become the sickest person. So what is it that's missing? Maybe your diet is not on fleek because you're just exercising to keep the weight down, and I don't understand the dynamics of it, but
nature, nurture, and we can talk about this all day. Some people are predisposed to certain things. Some people stave off, you know, consequences of certain things by doing what they do. Some of us start to do it too late, and so we're just stuck with, well, you know, if I knew, I wouldn't be in this position now, but this is what I have to do now, having found myself in this position. So it's those types of things, right? So, but your health is your wealth, and I think really, if we go back to that, it would speak to, again, the ability to lead productive lives. So if you're healthier, there is this sense that you'd be more productive at work, you'd be more productive at the activities that you decide to engage in, and eventually, perhaps, earn a better living because of all these things, because your mind is sharp. Your body is able to do things that other people won't be able to do. So maybe
less stress.
Get into physical activity. Yes, you are less stressed. You sleep better, which a lot of people don't do for one reason or another, right? Goes with the territory.
Yeah, and when we're slimmer, we're more confident. Because it's like, shucks, me.
We are? Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
Really? Okay. Now you tell me.
Wait, hold up. Wait, no, I get you. But hold up. When we are skinny, we never even take it for nothing. We're like, yeah, whatever, whatever. When we pack on the pounds, and then when we lose the pounds, tell me the gratification isn't lovely.
Here's the thing. My scale broke a long time ago. So the only gauge that I have as to whether or not something's going right or not is my clothing. That's it, right?
So once the clothing don't fit, you know something's wrong.
And I guess, but I'm not one of those people who like goes on the scale and no, because it's not about the scale for me. It's about how I feel.
Yeah. Correct is right.
Some people prefer that. There was a time when I did that. I would be weighing like every day. I'd be like, okay, I did this.
But weighing every day doesn't work. Like I watch some people, they gym, and as soon as they're done gymming, they want the scale. What? You just put on, your muscles are not bulky, so the scale is going to tell you that weight. And then when you weigh in the morning, you be, but yesterday I was this amount, and that don't make sense. The scale is just a bad.
It depends though, because some people look at their body mass index, and we're getting really technical here.
Yeah.
Right? But again, some people look at that to determine how healthy they are. Some people look at the size of the muscles. Some people look at how much you can endure, etc. Those sorts of things. Hey, it depends on what you want, right? Within limits, of course, because the doctor set out what the ideal BMI is, body mass index. Is what we're talking about here, right? So you'll know when you're obese. You'll know when. you're getting overweight or whatever. And I found a couple of years ago, not a couple actually, maybe about 5 or 6, I was looking at something online and it said that St. Kitts and Nevis, we have a population that tends to be overweight. And it was really alarming. And then as I looked, around me, I thought, this is actually very true. And I began to question, well, why are we that way? What's going on with us? And realistically, one of these things that really alarms me, and I hope I'm scaring you guys to make better health choices here, but one of the things that alarmed me is that I could be on a treadmill for half an hour. I'll probably burn 400, 450 calories or so. If I take a bottle of Coca, that's 180.
Jesus.
And if I wasn't on the treadmill or the elliptical machine and I just walked, that would be 180 that I burn in that half an hour period for a bottle of Coke that I can consume in 3 or 4 minutes. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
When I looked at that, it's like, give me water instead.
Yeah, it makes plenty sense to do that. And even people with muscles too, Jamie, they have high cholesterol and all kind of other issues, because when you hear the bodybuilders are dying because what they're ingesting in their bodies, no pun intended to you bodybuilders, I'm just saying, but sometimes you see these guys and you think, wow, they look good, they have the muscles, they're fit. They're dying because of what they put in their bodies. They think it's healthy, but actually it's not healthy. It either messes with their heart, their lungs, whatever. So sometimes it's not good to say, oh, he look good, so he must be fit or he must be healthy.
Exactly.
That may not be the case.
In that vein, since we're talking about the totality of our health, let's bring it home to sexual health. Let's bring it home to these diseases that might not be detected if we don't go to a doctor and get tested. And we sometimes take these things for granted and we say, oh, well, you look like you are good and healthy. You look like you don't have what that thing is.
So you don't need to go.
And you don't know. You have to take care of your health and be mindful of all these things. It's alarming to me, Hortensia, that we can be so cavalier about things like that without realizing what's going on. And so just be vigilant, but also care about yourself enough not to put yourself in harm's way, and whether it's physical or sexual or whatever it is.
Exactly. And your eyes too. We don't take good care of our eyes. We just go and we buy the cheap, maybe $20, $50 reading glasses and think, oh, we only need this for reading. Why we continue to let our eye health deteriorate instead of going for a checkup. I know sometimes I feel that people just put glasses on you, but as you age, you need the glasses. So definitely do your eye exams. And I was listening to, I think, somebody from the University of the West Indies. I don't remember who said it, but I'm just going to quote it. They were saying that the slave masters gave us certain food to eat that enable mostly the high blood pressure, the cholesterol, and the diabetes. And instead of us breaking the cycle and doing better, we continue with these foods, because the bad foods, Jamie, they all taste excellently great. Well, I can't even find the words, but the good food, oh my God, it's always a struggle to ingest it.
And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they are cheaper.
The bad food.
So when you've got a lower income household that's not tied to the soil, so they're not planting things, they're not an agricultural based, family or whatever, then the easiest thing to do is going to be to
buy the syrup.
Those things.
So we are the cause of most of the diseases that our kids have now because of the culture we have developed, the easier culture. So folks, we have to look out for our health, because if we don't have our health, we can't work, we can't walk, we can't talk, we'll be bedridden, we'll be a burden to someone. So money cannot buy your health. It's up to you to ensure that you maintain the wealthiest asset you have in life. And I will consider that your health. So take good care of you, and see you after this break.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is time for another edition of Time Machine. Today we will be looking at some classic board games that have stood the test of time by remaining relevant even after decades of existence. These games were released from 3000 BC. Yes, imagine that, 3000 BC.
Wow.
All the way up to 1989. Okay, so they eventually gave way to life, but in any event, they lasted a very long time. So we invite you to join with us as we hopefully ignite your nostalgia. Definitely will do so. And let us know in the comments which of these games you loved to play. All right. And maybe if you still have them around, you probably still have them, right? All right, so checkers is the first one, definitely. Okay, that's a yes for me. Love to play this. I think that it's chess's ugly little sister, because I always visualize what it would be like to play chess, and no matter how many times I've tried, I can't figure it out. I've done it on the computer. I've been like, okay, this is a move. So I just settle for this, if this makes sense. This is like the ugly little sister that you settle for because you really can't get to the, you know.
Why do you have to connote it to a little sister? You see my reaction?
Okay, a little brother, of course, I'd say. Does that?
Little person.
Okay, does that, yeah. 3000 BC.
Oh, wow, yeah.
3000 BC is when that game
So the objective
originated.
of this game isn't to move your red over into the black and the black moves over into the red?
To get rid of all the opposing colors. That's the objective of the game. And
See, I had it wrong. I just thought we were moving over. We were moving sides.
No, that's not, well, hey, Now you're making me think about Chinese checkers, but in any event, this one is
I have
about,
to Google it.
yeah. So you get to the other side and then you get crowned, and then you can have like super moves that allow you to clear the board more easily. That's what happens there.
My niece was just learning to play that because I went to pick up from our art camp, and she was like, Auntie, I'm learning to play Chinese checkers. So I promised her. I had one home. I went home only to find the buttons, not the board. So yeah, I have to go get her so she can learn to play this weird game that, yeah, I thought you just moved across.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And this was from 3000 BC as well, backgammon. I don't know about this game. I always see it and think it's the weirdest thing. I don't know. I don't understand it.
I'm like, don't look at me. I don't know the first thing about this game, okay? 3000 BC. It's like, okay, I've heard about it. I've listened to people talk about it, you know, in movies when it's on and I'm in the other room, I hear it. Yeah. Never. I don't know what the objective is of this game.
So I'll have to YouTube it or Google it to find out the objective, because I don't know. But I like that it comes in a nice little carrying case, though.
That's what you like.
Yeah.
It was invented in 3000 BC. That's
exactly
interesting that we're still doing that today.
Even the checkers come in a nice little carrying case, too. It's like a little briefcase. The outside is the board and the inside holds it. Yeah, this is cute. This seems, I wonder if this originated in Europe. Particularly England or Rome, because of how it is so elegantly put.
You might get a comment on that. For me, I have no idea.
Let us know in the comments if you know, guys.
All right, so that's 3000 BC. Whoa, okay, now, you see we're progressing. So we're developing. It's not the little sister anymore. It's like it's like Cinderella, all right? So we're at chess. We're at the 6th century, AD 6th century.
Yeah.
Here we go. So this has been around for quite a while. And it's very interesting and very complicated at the same time. I couldn't, well, if you're into, you know, castles and medieval type stuff, you can understand how perhaps this has relevance.
Yeah.
I am fascinated by the game, but other than moving a pawn, do not ask me to do anything else. That horse-shaped thing, I think, goes on an L. That much I remember. You're trying to protect the queen. You've got bishops. You've got all these things. But there are certain moves that are illegal, and I've been trying to play this since I was 10 years old on the computer. No good at it.
I'm proud of you. At least you tried. Not me. I don't know about any of those pieces. I always thought it's a boring game, but I know it's a game that makes you think.
Right.
So maybe it is not as boring. I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Strategy, and that's what I love about it. It's strategy. You have to anticipate, you know, your opponent's next move. You have to anticipate your own move and whether that can leave you vulnerable or in a position of strength. So that game really strategic.
Nice.
Maybe one day I'll learn.
One day. Sorry. I just remember the game. There was this next game, Jamie. You know the little color marbles that we had? What was that called? I really hope it's in this lineup, but I remember Sorry.
But I do remember Sorry as well. And hey, we've jumped a bit. We're at 1934 now. Yeah, this one, I believe that I had this. Did I have this? Did I beg somebody to buy this for me as a kid? No, I feel like I've played this because I had a board with it. Either that or there were times, I remember it well. Church functions, we would have game days as part of the Friendship Club, and people would just bring games and do that. I think I played that there.
Okay.
Yeah, Sorry.
What was the objective? To get over in each other's stuff too?
Honestly, I don't remember. I just know that it was colorful and it was something other than Ludo and Snakes and Ladders, and it was like fascinating to learn and play at the same time.
I think I remember why we say sorry. Because when we knock you off the board, you have to go right back inside until you get a 6 to come back out.
Possibly.
Yep. So
Cards,
sorry, not really.
Dice. Exactly. Cards, not dice. Right.
Yep.
All right.
Ooh. Never gets old. Monopoly 1935, and it's still a game that goes on and on and on and on and on. You can cut off and come back days later.
This is the part that I don't get. Monopoly post-dated Sorry by 1 year, and actually I think is a more popular game.
Yep, sure
because
is.
of the concept.
Yep.
Because we're talking 1934 to 1935.
Yep.
This is one of my favorite games.
Mine too.
Yeah, anything dealing with money. Even though it wasn't real money.
I know.
Acquiring property and doing all this stuff.
Yep.
Right.
And I think this game has so many life lessons in it. As you said, you learn to spend your money wisely. You learn when you will use your get out of jail free card, etc., etc. You listen. I'm lost for words now.
Obviously.
Literally
the
lost for
objective,
words.
though,
Yeah.
the name says it all. Monopoly. You want to monopolize the board. You
Yep.
want to own everything. And you're going about it strategically to make sure that you get as much of that thing as possible. Great concept. Great way to teach how the world works.
Yep.
Love it. And it's fun.
Yep.
More than anything else.
Start out with one home, then you eventually have 4 homes. And when people land on your homes, pay me my rent.
1935. I was saying 2005. 1935.
Indeed.
All right, so this is one of my favorite ones. Definitely so.
No.
No?
I played it a few times, but I never understood it clearly. So, yeah.
No, this is one of those things that I think teaches language in an indirect way. So I think that you learn it by trying. I don't so much like the board game because sometimes you have to check these things and you got to go with the rules. But I do have one of these in my house, the board. I play this more on my device because it's automatic. And I actually made a friend this way from Facebook. Lives in England. She's a Scouser. Hey, Kathy. All right. So we were playing this and we started talking. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Scrabble. Scramble eggs. Scramble your eggs. I don't remember Candyland. 1948. So that means that stopped in 1948 because it didn't make it into the 1980s. I didn't see it. I never saw that.
I've never played it, but I think that perhaps these were more popular in other geographic regions. No. I mean, realistically, you're talking 1948. Could we afford to spend money on these things at that time?
Maybe.
With our parents? I'm not so sure about that. Maybe afterwards, but I never got my hand on this. And honestly, I think that it's a little too colorful and dainty looking for me, but I don't know.
This reminds me of Candy Crush, and it's actually from Hasbro too, so I don't know. I don't remember Candyland, no. It didn't make an impact on me, I guess.
Well, somebody does. I know you guys probably remember it.
Yeah,
there you go.
Know.
1948. 1948. Risk. I want to say this sounds familiar, but no, it doesn't at all.
Is this the first version of Battleship? It's
well,
looking like
honestly, that's what I was thinking about in terms of war and that sort of thing, but I'm not even sure what the concept is of this game.
Yeah, me neither.
But it looks very interesting when you think about it. The whole world is laid out there. And so I guess you're looking to explain whether or not you can build up your defenses against other people who would be targeting vulnerable areas.
Yeah, because I'm seeing, I swear I see something looking like one of those toy soldiers we used to have, the green ones, like that blue thing right there. I don't know.
Oh, 1957, a good year for Risk.
That was, what, 64 years ago?
This post-dated World War II, right? So if that's what the concept was, perhaps that could be why that was so important at the time.
Oh, 65 years. Oh.
All right, no, we're not. Never heard of Risk. This is a true
Everybody
story.
know Operation. I bought Operation the other day under false pretense, Jamie, because the operation that I bought wasn't the operation that ensured that they can go inside. It's an operation that just had the flashcards show them the parts of the body, and I was so disappointed after I bought it. Because it was a knockoff of Operation. I wanted the Operation like that. I wanted that Operation.
Somehow I feel like I played this game when I was single digits. Yes, played this game when I was single digits. I do have that flashback of that memory, and I don't remember exactly which of my aunts or whatever was around, but I do know that I was, in the rural area at the time. My grandfather's house, I think. And I used to hear this go, maybe it was cousins that came from overseas and brought it with them. Perhaps it was that. And I heard the sound with that. And the irony is, when I think of Operation, because this is my default thought, I think of, again, medicine. Yeah, when I hear a particular show's name on the radio, when I heard the concept of it, I'm not going to name the show. I thought, okay, it's a medical show, and I realized later it wasn't a medical show, it was something else. But that was the humor in it.
Yeah.
Suffice it to say, 1965, the year operation was made. Yeah.
And it's still around, because I would have played it with my goddaughter, because we bought her it, so I played one game of it with her. It's actually harder than it looks, because keeping your hands still and trying to take those parts out of those tiny little crevices. Wow. But I like this. It enables kids that want to become surgeons to practice early.
Definitely so.
Very
fascinated with the body.
Yep. Ooh, Connect. That's how long it's been around? I thought Connect 4 was something new when I saw it advertising again in our era. Yeah, I didn't know it was from 1974.
It's not so bad. You say like your era, my era was like, you know, way away from that, Cortese.
But because I wasn't around then, it didn't make sense. But it popped up back like in the 90s, Jamie, when I was old enough to understand the stuff. So that's why I thought it was pretty new. But yeah.
Yeah, I want one of those. Especially the giant kind, not the ones that you put on the tabletop.
The
If you
little
get
ones.
the giant
Yeah.
ones, that'd be great. Of course, everything now is available online, it seems. So you play an online version.
Yeah.
It works, which is what I tend to do with this. So I like this one as well.
You gotta be smart. Like just recently, I saw something on YouTube, a snap again, where this lady, her bulldog, he's good at playing tic-tac-toe. Very good at playing. She puts the food, and he just points out. He eats from where he wants her to put his letter. And he ended up beating her because every time she tried to block him, he blocked her. I don't know. The little pug was too smart.
I see.
Yep.
All right, Connect 4.
Yeah.
4 in a row. Yeah, 1974. Connect 4.
Still not even thought of yet, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is a popular one.
Yeah. You see, I didn't know these things were around then.
I feel like there was a game show based on this.
Pictionary.
Perhaps called Pictionary back in the 80s. I don't think it made it to the 90s. If it did, it you know, ended somewhere in the early 90s. But I think that this was what it was. People sitting on a sofa, you have two teams and they're drawing and you've got to guess what it is. Yeah, I do believe that this made its way to television as a game show.
It made a comeback too because it's relevant now too. I really didn't know that it was from that era. It was a mere 3 years old. Pictionary.
Yeah, this is fun, especially if you can draw. 1985 as well.
Really?
Clue.
I thought that game was new. I thought that game was just invented in 2019. What?
Okay. I've heard of it. Yeah. Again, maybe you guys are making me nostalgic because somehow I'm thinking that perhaps I have been exposed to it, but I can't say that I actually had the board. Maybe I knew of it. Maybe I heard other people talk about it, but no, never got close to it.
Wow.
Looks interesting though, not the strategy game, clearly.
Yeah, indeed.
That takes us all the way to 1985.
Wow, way back. Jenga. Oh, I enjoy playing the giant version of this. I was in Fort Lauderdale one time, and they had this competition down by the pool, and I was playing with the little kids. I was the adult with the kids. Our team won though, but eventually it came tumbling down. I guess we just let it go after we won.
Now, do you guys remember when we played Jenga on this show? Do you guys remember how many times I said that other people committed fouls because they were playing and touching, but pretending not to have touched? Yeah? All right, here we go.
Yeah,
Jenga.
but I like Jenga. Yeah, I like it.
All right, well, that takes us, you know what? Yeah, we're back in 2023, so we're jumping all the way here. Thank you for watching Time Machine with us. We'll be back in a moment with more GMSKN.
no cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN, where we let you know what is happening. So it is Autism Awareness Month. Yes, it continues. I was put my band on this morning, I forgot. Shucks me. So to help spread awareness for autism, join the St. Kitts Spectrum Center to celebrate with their upcoming events on the following dates. So the 17th is gone, so I'm going to start from the 21st. So Friday, the 21st April, it will be Literacy Week. Saturday, the 22nd April, film screening event at NEPAC in Nevis starting at 3 p.m. Monday, the 24th April to Friday, the 28th April, Adopt an Autistic Child Week. And then Sunday, the 30th of April, the culmination of all the activities for Autism Fun Day at the Industrial Site Daycare from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So celebrate Autism Awareness Month with the St. Kitts Spectrum Center. So go out and support.
All right, next up, the Department of Youth Empowerment is pleased to announce that nominations for the 25 Most Remarkable Teens 2023 are officially open. Guidelines for the submissions are these. Nominations must be no younger. Nominees, why am I saying nominations? Because nominations is in my head, okay. Nominees must be no younger than 13 years old by the end of the nomination year. There it is again. Nominees must be no older than 19 years old by the end of the nomination year. Nominees must have demonstrated capacity in the nominated category and have a record of remarkable character, contributions to society, and accomplishments. Successful nominees are required to fully participate in 12 months of capacity building and community service programs, so community work necessary. Successful nominees and their parents must sign a confidentiality agreement. No mention of success is to be discussed before the award. The deadline for nomination submissions is May 26, 2023. Forms have already been sent to schools and are also available at the Department of Youth's office located on the 3rd floor of the Cable Building on Keon Street.
And the countdown to the 49th anniversary of Nevis Culturama Festival continues. So if you're interested in participating in any of the Culturama shows, here are the deadlines. So the Senior Kaiso Contest, your deadline, April 28th, that's next Friday. The Soccer Monarch Contest, May 19. Mr. and Miss Talented Youth Pageant and Junior Kaiso Contest, June 2nd. Junior and Senior Cultural Street Parades and Emancipation Juve Troop, July 7th. So go out and support. Well, not support, but sign up. These are your deadlines.
And again, the St. Kitts Department of Youth Empowerment T-shirt Design Challenge. Create a design inspired by the St. Kitts Department of Youth Empowerment T-shirt Summer Camp 40 theme, and you can win attractive prizes. The rules and guidelines include: designs must be hand-drawn on an 8.5 by 11-inch piece of paper, must incorporate the Department of Youth Empowerment logo, must use no more than 5 colors, and participants must be between the ages of, and we're waiting for it, all right, 8 to 16. Yeah, drum roll, please. Additional guidelines and rules available at the Department of Youth Empowerment at the 3rd floor of the Cable Building on Keon Street. Prizes. So a drawing tablet, free camp submission, and other prizes as well. So that's a bit of a teaser. The deadline is the 24th of April.
Yep.
And with that, that ends today's What's Happening segment. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. All right, so coming up tomorrow, on tomorrow's show, Sports Corner with Clayton Heridiel, who participated in the Caribbean Junior Golf Championship, so he'll be here. And World Liver Day, we'll be talking about that with Dr. Nordrin Wilson. So
nice.
Again, you have to tune in tomorrow to see that, of course, not just tomorrow, but every day, to find a little bit of everything for everyone. And of course, we get there if you get your friends and family members to watch. So follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. and on Instagram at Good Morning SKN as well. Like, subscribe, follow, and share, and also visit our website at www.studio327inc.com to learn more about GMSKN and Studio 327.
Yeah, my neck suddenly started hurting me. Leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And see you tomorrow on Hump Day. Yes, hopefully Whiskamus comes back at 8 a.m. when you will wake up bright and early and start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. As usual, thank you for watching. Remember, subscribe. As Jamie said before, share. If you don't share, they won't know about us. So for those of you watching us in St. Martin, Trinidad, Guyana, England, the entire diaspora, thank you so much. We appreciate you. But you gotta share so others can know about us here at Studio 327. Have a great day. Choose to be your best self today. Bye.